High school is a very exciting and interesting time for everyone. Our main character, Tadano, is also excited about it, but he's really shy and doesn't have a very eventful past. Komi, the most interesting girl in high school, is mysterious and doesn't talk much to others. When Tadano says good morning to her, she doesn't respond at all. Later, she quietly leaves the room, leaving Tadano with a strange first meeting with a classmate. Because of this, Tadano decides to keep to himself, watch what's happening, and leave Komi alone. Fortunately, Tadano seizes the opportunity to sit beside her, drawing jealous stares from the other boys in the class. Komi captivates the entire class during the introduction session, once again spreading her charm among the boys. Instead of verbally spelling out her name, she elegantly writes it on the chalkboard, a slightly awkward yet endearing gesture, given her status as the brightest girl in class. The nerves of the first day affect Tadano equally, making him feel like it might be the end of his high school experience. Despite this, he attempts once more to help by offering an eraser. As the lunch break begins, the students disperse with heavy hearts as Komi chooses not to join them. Tadano, exhausted, inadvertently falls asleep, only to be awakened by the sound of Komi's cries. He overhears her speaking to a doll, expressing regret over her severe social anxiety issues. This revelation prompts Tadano to approach her, which initially startles her. However, he soon realizes that she struggles with communicating in front of others, despite her desire to make friends. Komi agrees and expresses her wishes and regrets by writing on the chalkboard. Tadano is overwhelmed by confusion and a strong desire to help Komi, even though he's not sure what to do. Despite wanting to run away at first, Komi asks him to stay, and he agrees to give it a try. Komi shares her struggles and her dream of making 100 friends. Despite finding it hard to talk to people, she tearfully talks about feeling lonely in her previous schools, where she never joined others for lunch. Tadano's genuine but uncertain efforts to help Komi make her sadly bid goodbye, wants to help her improve her communication skills and make 99 more friends in their school, being her first friend. Social anxiety is a serious problem that needs attention when it comes up. Friends can be really helpful in supporting those struggling with it, like Tadano is doing for his friend Komi. Even though he's not popular in class, he refuses to give up and tries to get a group of nice girls to accept Komi. But things go wrong when he realizes these girls are only nice on the surface. They insult him and kick him out of their group, but he stays determined and tries again. Then comes Osana, the most popular girl in class, known for being great at talking to people. Surprisingly, she was Tadano's friend when they were younger, before Tadano transitioned to being a girl. Despite Osana's unclear gender, habit of lying, and overly friendly attitude, she and Tadano are connected by their past. Tadano thinks Osana could be a good friend for Komi, so he encourages Komi to talk to her. But once again, Komi freezes and can't say anything. Tadano tries to help by talking for her, but Osana turns down their offer of friendship, which surprises everyone. To clear things up, Tadano asks Osana why she rejected Komi. It turns out they have a history from second grade when Osana tried to be friends with Komi but got turned down. However, Tadano thinks there's more to the story than just Komi being ignorant. Wanting to understand Komi better, Tadano convinces Osana to walk home with them, hoping to learn more. Despite agreeing, Osana takes the chance to flirt with Tadano and tease him with memories from their school days. As they walk together, the atmosphere between Komi and Osana is uncomfortable. Thankfully, Tadano quietly supports Osana with encouraging text messages without interrupting them. But their walk is disturbed when another guy who likes Osana interrupts, asking her out. He gets angry, tears off his shirt, and drops his keys. This causes Komi to say her first word ever to a stranger, scaring him away and ending the chaos. With Komi's newfound courage, Osana and Tadano are more determined than ever to help her. They invite Komi and Tadano to join them for lunch and give Komi the task of getting a drink from a nearby store with specific instructions. Although it's scary for Komi, she decides to give it a try, knowing it's important for making another friend. At first, she gives up at the store's entrance, but she gathers her courage and tries again because she really wants to salvage the budding friendship. Meanwhile, Tadano quietly watches, hoping for her success. It's tough, but Komi manages to place the order, although it's not exactly what was asked for. Luckily, the staff member understands her signs, even though it's a bit challenging. Afterward, both Komi and Osana apologize for any pressure they may have put on her. Although Komi feels disappointed at first, her friends can't help but admire her beauty and charm as she sulks, realizing how much effort she put in. Osana suggests making a list of students from different parts of the school who could potentially become friends. Their first target is Agari, a girl who struggles with anxiety. Agari gets really nervous when people stare at her for too long, and panics when people try to talk directly to her. But Komi sees a chance to connect with her by silently watching her from afar, making Agari increasingly nervous until she runs away to the bathroom to get away from Komi's intense gaze. Later, when a teacher finds Agari near the bathrooms, they ask her to make an announcement. Despite being scared and hesitating, Agari gathers the courage to start. Even if she's only making meaningless sounds at first, she manages to speak the words, crediting Komi's presence for giving her the courage. Unaware of Agari's obsession with her, they use her interest in Komi to their advantage by observing her, confusing her, and eventually offering her friendship. Unable to ask for friendship directly, Komi relies on Tadano to help. As Tadano invites Agari to be friends with Komi, Agari feels lucky to help Komi, feeling like a pet in Komi's presence because she sees herself as less charming and attractive than Komi. The next morning, Komi surprises Tadano by giving him a flip phone and asking for his number. It's Komi's first phone ever, bought because of her new friendships. Before, she didn't see the need for one without any friends to talk to. Now that she has 3 friends, she's excited to connect. Feeling confident, Komi tries to ask Osana for her number by herself, using gestures to communicate. She successfully gets Osana's number, but when she tries to ask Agari for her number, things get awkward. Luckily, Osana steps in to help, making sure Agari understands what Komi wants. The next challenge comes when Komi is unexpectedly chosen as class president, which overwhelms her at first. While the teacher sees her reaction as excitement, Osana steps in, appointing herself as class president and convincing the teacher to give Komi the title of Goddess of the Class instead. With Tadano seen as a better fit for class president than Osana, Komi is saved from feeling embarrassed by her supportive friends. Excited about her new phone, Komi explores its features, including the different ringtones. But she accidentally calls Tadano's phone. Surprisingly, Komi speaks a little on the phone. Much to Tadano's joy, he appreciates every word she says, loving her shy voice. Another challenge arises when the class plays games. Komi wants to join, and Osana lets her. Tadano joins too, even though he's not welcomed warmly. To protect Komi's feelings, Tadano deliberately loses in the game. But it backfires when the punishment for losing is to make an embarrassing kissy face. Despite the classmates wanting Komi to lose, Tadano's action prevents it, leading them to leave the game abruptly, and leaving Tadano feeling embarrassed. Komi's increasing popularity also sparks envy among some of her classmates. One such individual is a pink-haired, arrogant girl who perceives herself as Komi's competitor in terms of beauty and physical attributes. In an attempt to assert her superiority, she rebels against participating in the physical exam, aiming to outshine Komi. However, the results end in a tie. While Komi excels in eyesight and height, the arrogant girl scores high in seated height and weight. Despite this, Komi's overall excellence remains undeniable, drawing admiration from her peers. Yamai, another classmate, finds herself enamored with Komi's beauty and begins following her closely, eager for a chance to engage in conversation. However, her efforts are consistently thwarted by interruptions from Agari and Osana, frustrating her to the point of outbursts. Frustrated and angry, Yamai directs her ire towards those who have disrupted her attempts to connect with Komi, even threatening them to arrange an introduction. Reluctant to refuse, Osana reluctantly agrees, potentially paving the way for Yamai to become Komi's next friend, albeit an overly obsessed one with a peculiar request for heart-shaped burgers. While Tadano is absent from school, Komi feels worried and confused. Little does she know, Tadano is trapped in Yamai's room, tied to a chair. Yamai's obsession with Komi is clear from the many pictures of Komi on her walls. Yamai, driven by envy towards Tadano, has kept him away for the day, wanting Komi all to herself. Meanwhile, Osana suggests visiting Yamai's house after school, and Komi agrees. When they arrive, they find Tadano stuck in Yamai's closet, surrounded by Komi's pictures that Yamai had taken down. Tadano tries to make noise to get free, making Yamai angry. Now obsessed with the idea of having Komi alone, Yamai plans something violent against Tadano and Osana for stopping her. But Komi steps in, untying Tadano, and silently leaving the room, ignoring Yamai. This rejection hurts Yamai deeply, making her realize how much she's upset Komi. She regrets what she's done, realizing she's pushed away the person she loves. Feeling uneasy, Komi talks to Tadano, worrying about his safety, and apologizing for Yamai's actions. She even suggests ending their friendship to protect him, but she spells out a few words, showing she still wants to be friends. Touched by her gesture, Tadano promises to always support Komi and stay by her side forever. Yamai shows up with an apologetic face and begs Tadano to forgive for her brutal acts. But it is a terrible apology because she can't see Komi close to anyone, not even Tadano. But he accepts the apology and lets her know Komi's truth. Because Komi didn't respond to her friendship request, after knowing the truth, she is even more obsessed with her. At last, Komi accepts Yamai's friendship. However, it is going to be a mesmerizing rebel between Tadano and Yamai for being close to Komi forever.